Today's video is part of my best players series, and we're going to be focusing on baby Dillster today. And he's a top tier player in Warzone and has been in battle royales for quite a while. He was very dominant within Blackout and continues that dominance within Warzone, where he consistently averages 20-30 plus kills on a regular basis. And in this particular gameplay, we're going to see him get over 40 kills in a quad match, and I'm going to kind of break down different things that he does. But if you want to learn firsthand exactly what he's doing, pick his brain because he does read chat, you can go ahead and check him out on his social, which is going to be linked down in the description. He streams on Twitch and uploads on YouTube, so go ahead and make sure you drop a follow, subscribe, show a little bit of support, and let him know I sent you. If you'd like to see more of this type of gameplay, make sure you hit the like button. A goal in this video is 1,000 likes. And if you want to make it as easy as possible to find your way back to my channel, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let's get into the breakdown. So this is part of a series I've done on the channel for quite a while, where I focus on a lot of top tier players. I've done several different players in the past. Most recently, we focused on It's Iron, which is #1 in the world for wins, and we saw how that play style differed. This one, he focuses primarily on kills. You can see he has over 20,000 kills currently within the game and has over 400 wins. So sometimes he sacrifices wins for a high kill game, which is very common among people who are kill chasers, which he definitely is with a 5+ KD. And you can see how his accuracy is. He's able to line up the shots. He does play claw, so he does kind of use his index fingers to kind of control, replay, reload, jumps. There's a lot going on his hands. And definitely ask him about it when you drop into his stream. So you're going to see how he positions himself using communication with his teams. And prior to this game, somebody in his chat challenged him. They said, I'll get you $100 if you drop 30 kills in the next game. So that's what he went on to do. So he's able to take that guy out, work with what he's got, stim shots to come back to full health. This guy didn't notice him, slips around, able to take that guy out. Pretty much with the R9, always assume it takes 4 shots, or else you're probably going to die. If you assume it's 2, then the person has a chance to melt you in between that burst delay, since it's pretty long. And you can see how he's repositioning, kind of had to forfeit what's going on there. He already has 5 kills, and throughout the match, I already kind of looked at the different timestamps to see how many kills he's getting in each individual zone. And we're going to kind of see at how many kills are left in the particular gameplay, which you'll end up seeing. And you can see how he does the little bunny hop. I did a breakdown on why pros do that and why it's a good tactic. He pretty much does it 9 times out of 10. Every time he jumps, he's going to do the bunny hop, a part of it. And that kind of just makes yourself a little bit harder target to hit. You can see he's kind of acquiring the targets. He knows that there's different people kind of on that little spot. They're going to come out. He peeks one. This is the one you got to get it down really quickly. And then second one, he snaps on the guy, and he knows there's a third, but he really can't do much. He's got to kind of relocate and then get out of there, because if you can get to another position, you can. He just didn't have the loot to kind of make that gunfight happen. So just going to go ahead and move on, fight another day. He already has 6 kills. He knows that there's still people over there waiting for his teammates to come back from the gulag, get whatever money you need to buy them back. And that's kind of a little bit of a process. You got to play fast if you're trying to go for high kill games. And that's not for everyone, because what sometimes will happen is maybe you don't have the gun skill, the reaction time. There's a lot of different variables there. He picks up his teammate out of the air, and then they go ahead and kind of go down over here because there's a bounty in there. They want to give that to get more cash. And that's a lot of times when you see these high-paced games, they're prioritizing cash, and usually it's either the scavengers or the actual bounties. Either one gives you a lot of cash if your team's fully alive. Sometimes you can grab a bounty and it could be unfortunate. It could be a time waster because they take off. Whereas a scavenger, you know, you grab 1, 2, 3, and you get like 4,000 to 6,000 as it stacks up. One thing that happens too is he ends up going against Austin. And if you guys are unfamiliar, there's a whole wager scene out there where people play for money. They party up in quads like this, and there's 2 of them against 2 of them, and they do kill races like all those different tournaments that go on, Warzone Wednesday, the Nick Merckx tournament, the Syndicate. There's several tournaments, and a lot of times they do 2v2 or 1v1 in a format that way. And it's basically a kill race. Whoever gets the most kills and still alive, and it's this 2 versus this 2. So if you die and your teammate dies, better hope you have more kills, because they're not going to revive you, or you got to make sure you come back from the gulag. So he ends up in a match where he recognizes this guy's name. Obviously, skill-based matchmaking kind of pushes all those types of players together, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Not that everyone in your lobby is a god-tier player, but it kind of pushes all those top players to the top and can make it a little bit more difficult. And unfortunately, it ended up being his bounty. But he's a really good player, could play for money, so he ended up getting killed there. That worked out. He got poached. Easy money. So sometimes that works out like that too. Buying back the teammates. So if nobody died, they probably would have just got their loadouts right away, because you want your loadouts as quick as possible. Pretty much as soon as you get your loadouts, then you have the advantage on a majority of the lobby. So he's rolling up on this team. They know exactly where they are. And you can see he does slide canceling. That's a maneuver to move faster throughout the map. It usually gives you between a 10 to 15% increase on your movement speed in a forward motion. And then also makes yourself a little harder to hit because you're kind of just doing this bob and weave. Comes through for the flank. These people don't have any clue yet. They didn't have a UAV. Comes through, gets a nice little double kill with the P90. Comes back through, gets the cover. And a lot of times you'll see people do that, kind of already strafing into cover. If they land all their shots, they're going to get it down. But at least that allows them to stay protected. Live marker on the outside. Downed his teammate. He's got to jump out. You can see he does the bunny hop. Personally, I don't do it that often unless I'm thinking about it, just because I haven't ingrained it in myself. Just because I feel like it's a lot of extra work, and that's like extra sweaty if you want to play that way. But all the top players, that's what they're doing. So now they're kind of just, he's already good on kills. He's got 9 kills at this point. Still with 90 people left. They did call in a UAV. They're seeing a little different people rotating in, so they're going to go ahead and push on those. And the loadout drop should be coming in the next about 45 seconds. They still bought a loadout because normally that's what most good players do. They get overkill, and then so they get their best 2 weapons, whether it's a rifle and an SMG or a rifle and a sniper rifle. They get those, and then when the free one drops, they get ghosts so they can stay off the minimap when the good players are calling in UAVs, because usually most passive players kind of just camp, and you have to kind of worry about them. But most campy players, lower skilled players, even if they're in the higher tier lobby, there's lower skilled players within this lobby. It's just kind of how it happens. Not everyone could have like a 4 KD, 5 KD in the lobby. It just doesn't work that way. So they cleaned up the lobby there. The loadout drops coming in a couple seconds here. They know people are already there on the loadout. I don't know if they noticed the drop it come in, but they're kind of marking different people so they can go ahead and kind of peek up and then time up the shots. Took out that one, finish them. And they all got to kind of just move on positioning. So you can see he's on the edge. He doesn't fully jump over the wall, because if you get shot, then you have to mantle back over and make yourself an easy target. And you can get down there. So it's just smart battle royale behaviors. Obviously, you adapt from year to year, whether you played PUBG, H1Z1. Fortnite probably has the least BR mechanics because positioning is less important since you can build, but that's a whole another story.
You see the parachuter?
Yeah, there's one parachuting in.
Guys coming in. Easy little kill there. They know the guy's in the building there. They just have to see him peek out. Double checking, and then it looks like the guy's still in the building. They marked him, so they're going to push it.
He's looking at me.
Oh, he came out. Got a good hip fire there.
He's going upstairs. No.
The guy pushed up.
Is he upstairs?
He's going to challenge him. Let's see what he does.
No, he jumped out. He jumped out.
Oh, he jumped out again. What the heck? Oh, there he goes. Bad timing on the other guy. Just kind of running out. Good kill there. UAV. Luckily, he called it in because it ends up giving away the position. You can see another bunny hop. Good shot. Kind of moving. Get out of there. He took a little bit of damage, but nothing crazy. So he already has 17 kills at this point. He's going to get almost 30 more kills. So imagine that. So one reason I want to bring that up, because a lot of the game is about tempo. I know sometimes people see these high kill games. When I say high kill, they're 20 plus. And what you're seeing is when you see some of these players land, they always land at Superstore. Just Superstore, Superstore, Superstore. And in reality, this is like way into the match, and he's still going to drop 30 kills. So the start isn't necessarily as important. If you want consistent starts, though, you want to make sure that you're getting your loadouts right at the beginning. So landing, doing a recon, doing a bounty, getting a couple kills. If it goes a little bit smoother, you get your loadouts right away, and then you can full press on a lot of different teams and hopefully rack up some kills. In this particular case, he's going to get almost 30 more kills from this point. So you don't have to have the fastest start and land Superstore and get 10, or it's a chalked match. So that's just something to keep in mind that I think a lot of players get mistaken for. When they try to land, they only get a couple kills and they're like, man, this is kind of a boring, slow match. 30 kills from this point, which is absolutely insane. Touching on top of that though, but as the match goes on, the kills will kind of shrink a little bit. You have the best opportunity to get a lot of kills in the earlier phase of the match because people are kind of just landing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Superstore because we saw them land at hangars and they still racked up a good amount of kills. He had 6 before he left there.
Oh, right in front of me.
Comes back out, takes him out. Another bunny hop thrown in there.
I'll get the righteous.
I'm about to mark them for you real quick. One's right here.
There it is, marked. She's in that building.
One's to his right.
That guy's gonna get away.
Their life is
They'll have to re-push it.
He's in there already.
But they're weak. I might heli send here. Claire, can you pilot and just
Back on
drop
the heli?
near the roof and safe land
He's
after?
looking at me.
Yep, yep, yep.
He's looking at me. I'm distracted him.
I mean,
He's
in
still behind the
corner right
box.
here, yeah.
There it is. Changes angle. Smart play.
Nice.
He already knew what he was doing. This was all...
Corner, he's in the
That was orchestrated and planned out thoroughly. He literally said, can you drive the helicopter? Drop me off at the corner. Go aggressively there. I'll drop out, land there. Gets the better angle, and the guy can't really do much. So it kind of works out that the guy tries to go for the ladder. A little dumb play on that guy's part, but he didn't really have other options other than just jump off the back and run because he did not have the high ground. He didn't have much cover. So this ends up being the smart play, and good players do a lot of these little things throughout the match, whether they're really thinking about it or it's just become a habit. These little things add up to a lot more consistent games, higher kills, and winning more engagements where you might be going against someone of equal skill or better, at least in the gun skill department.
They call it.
So the helicopter's about to explode. They start getting shot at. They got to go ahead and land, and then it kind of sucks. Those guys shouldn't necessarily have shot unless you know you're going to get it down. So that was bad on their part. They gave away their positions, and these guys literally have the high ground. So all they need to do, they took one down. One ran into the building.
No.
He's going to jump down. Good timing. They couldn't hear him because he literally had jumped down. The guy probably heard footsteps on the other side. And then he gets beamed from the parking area where his teammates, they probably could have been looking that way. But it just works out. Maybe they thought everyone in. That guy just kind of slipped through the cracks and snuck through the back. Trying to spot targets. Just trying to spot targets here. They already had 23 kills. They're still going to get 20 more kills from this point in the middle of the 3rd round. So just more about tempo.
Piping.
Teammates coordinated.
Armor again, but he just keeps running.
Good call outs. He's able to get a lot of good lines of sight. Take people down. Very good accuracy.
Back there.
That's a hard shot with the MP5. Even for good players, they got to really focus on that shot.
He probably landed hangers by me. Can someone come with me for a sec? He probably has a loadout here, I'm guessing.
He's expecting somebody to land back. They probably landed back on the loadout. He's just paying attention.
Is he coming away
Somebody
from us?
marked one. They saw him for a quick second. He's taking the flank.
Piping.
And you can see he doesn't waste a lot of shots. But one thing I will point out here is really good players know exactly how many shots from feel before someone's going to die. And you'll see it right here when this next guy, I saw it earlier when the guy comes out of the sky, he ends up shooting him out of the sky and literally uses the perfect number of bullets to down the guy.
Please don't go up top. Please come out like we're right here.
So somebody just got bought back.
One up top.
And then there's one inside the building.
That's up top, all the way up top, all the way up top, all the way up top.
Look at this right here.
He's peeking over at us.
The perfect number. He's already turning before the guy, before it even registers that the guy was downed. And that's a perfect example of really knowing the weapon. He plays a lot with the Kilo. That's one of his top weapons, which, like I talked about, it's a very good competitive weapon, especially within 85 meters or so, which is a majority of your gunfights.
He's in the corner. He's like camping. He just closed the door.
So he heard somebody in there, comes through, snaps on him. It could have been a bad situation there. Luckily, he has good reaction time, higher sense, snaps directly on the guy.
People orange mark. I mean,
And you can see slide canceling. That I've ingrained just because I know it's faster.
We can probably save
The actual jump shotting, I just have never got into. I mean, I should do it, but then the game's mechanics change in 6 months. So it's like, bunny hop, maybe not, because the leaks say that the next COD's going to be a lot like Modern Warfare. It's going to be Modern Warfare 2.0, so we'll see.
Got him one shot. Good.
It just takes a long time to practice, a lot of repetitions. Easy shots there. Destroy the vehicle. You either full send on the vehicle or you kind of just let him go. Had enough ammo. Knew he could hit the shots. They team shoot and destroy it. Those people have literally nothing to do. Because if you get caught out in the open with the vehicle and it's about to blow up, you literally have no cover. It's terrible.
Like, we doing this
So it kind of
wrong.
works out perfect. And Baby Dillster's actually well known, I think, in the BR community just because of his high kill games and consistency in getting kills. He's been able to play with a lot of top tier pros and other high kill game type players in competitive races
I'm gonna get you.
going back to Blackout. So he's definitely well known for his ability to be able to get the high kills done consistently. And he also has a really good grasp and understanding of how the game works. You don't see it necessarily in every match because it looks like they're just full pushing everything, but there is a lot of thought process that goes into different engagements that you don't really realize that are a little bit more subtle that come over time. That's not why, and that's why that people even with really good gun skill can't just jump into the BR and rack up a ton of kills. It just doesn't work out that way. They see somebody getting rezzed, they said somebody got rezzed over there, so they're already pushing that, expecting that somebody's coming back from the air. That means that they're probably not going to have a good loadout.
All are at the
And if you can get one down, they might not even have enough money for the entire team. So it could be 3 people. You get one down. They pop up on them. Quick little engagement here. Another bunny hop. And they're all 4 pretty much alive. He beams them.
Middle right, one shot. Close left, one shot. I can get the guy close left in a second. Down. Far
Takes
right.
it aggressively. Teammates are kind of laying down some fire, marking, thirsting, doing whatever they need to.
Lots of just running.
He's right here.
And that's okay. Typically that happens because normally what will happen is next match he might get like 18 kills and somebody on his team gets 25. It's just sometimes how the balance of the game works. You're not going to get 20 plus kills every single game. And there's another team that's third partying at the same time that ended up working out on timing where this team is focused on the people down low coming up. So they didn't actually hear him come all the way up
But you're making me
because of the way the building's positioned. He comes out. They weren't ready for it. Snaps out. Takes them out. And this is where the MP5 is dominant. At that range, 45 round mag, it doesn't get beat out by much. Takes out the next guy. Oh, damn. Oh, because he got the 30 bomb. Somebody donated the $100 right there. So right here is a very smart play. He sees these people here and he sees this one here. What he ends up saying is that they're going to end up pushing the ones on the blue marker because these people on the right, at the top right here, they do not have to push out. They can still camp the edge of this right here because the building is still partially in the zone. So literally they're going to have a very powerful position. So ideally what you want to do is rotate in and not necessarily deal with these people because you can get caught dying over here. Whereas if you focus on these people aren't likely to push out of that building. If they're camping out in the building at the edge, odds are they're going to stay in that building at the edge. So a lot of times you're going to go ahead and rotate to the weaker party, which is probably this one here, and see how you can approach it. They have a good power position because they're inside a building. But if you can clear them out, you're going to rotate back over here to this edge. And these people literally have to push in. They can't get stuck out in the gas because it's going to start to close in. They have to leave their building. And there's typically not a lot of good cover in between this area if you have to full on sprint from cover to not to cover out in the open. See, he's already thinking about a 50. It's insane. I couldn't imagine dropping a 50. I've never been close to a 50.
He's in the window.
40 is insane.
He just jumped out.
So he sees one there. He tracked him.
He's in the window.
And that's a ghost player. Calls it out. Lasers him. He thought he knocked him.
this close hut.
Yeah, right here.
See, that's the one that they marked. The teammate didn't hear the call out, I guess.
He's still peeking.
See, now you can see where the zone is. He knows there's people coming back from that backside. He beams that one. Lands a little bit more damage. Hopefully the guy doesn't have self-revive. But he's got to be worried about these people on the left. So he's got to make this engagement as quick as possible. There's another one on the right. Snaps on. Gets to cover. If he gets shot in the back here, end of the match. Still a decent game. He has 35 kills. But it could have been really bad.
So the one was behind the rock. He downed him to your left. Like behind you somewhere.
They're in this building now. Flat mark, broken armor.
And you can see how he switches, knowing the ranges automatically. A lot of players switch between the ranges properly when they're really good. Like here he knows MP5 all the way, comes through. That guy just got revived. One shot comes through.
What?
Jump shot in the middle of the action. It just ends up being pretty insane. Cleans him up. 37 kills.
Different team.
Finishes off the other one. So the other team's got to come in. That was his team stun, so he's good to go.
I knocked 2 guys. I got 1.
There it is. Good timing. And usually good players too, they usually just take out those players as quick as possible. Sometimes people want to wait for the perfect shot, or they want to wait for their team to join in. A lot of times when you're going for kills, you just got to take that shot as quick as possible so you can get the down, get the thirst, and then you can move on to the next player.
Close to me. I can get him.
So they were split. They didn't notice that guy. His teammate came in clutch there.
Self-resing in the storm, I think.
Finishes off his down. And another guy's shooting
We're getting
on the head glitch. He's got to rotate out though. And this is the event that we talked about earlier. He already knew ahead of time that this was going to happen. There it is. What can that guy do? Literally nothing. He has to run out of the gas, and then he's going to have a gas mask animation, which screws everyone. They just need to remove it, in my opinion.
Sauce, by the way, clear.
I know I've been screwed with it quite a bit. A lot of times you can finish off people before the zone gets that small, or you have to touch the gas. But sometimes it's just the worst possible timing. There he is. And you can see the guy was shooting from there. He's going to snap back on. Track the target. That guy was in a gunfight with somebody else. That's why he was low health.
TV. I'm just gonna wait for them to leave.
And there's another person still at TV.
Just watch your back. Let me know if I need to turn around. I'm gonna wait a second.
Yo, right here on me. Live mark. Live mark. He's just staring at me.
Dead. Solo.
And at this point in the match, once he was already like on 30 plus, they've already kind of slowed down on the kills. Unless it's going to harm themselves, they'll just say, hey, there's the guy, so they can kind of feed him a little bit of extra kills at the end, which is what a good team typically does when people are like on a very high kill game.
Just look to my left. You know, so you're right over there.
Again, these people have to rotate up and back. He thought he had a stun. I don't know how he ended up with the smoke grenade. Throws that there. Thinking the guy pushed up close. Somebody threw the C4. That guy actually gave away his position. And that's where that guy messed up. He thought he jumped down. But the guy ends up giving away his position there. So it works out really well. Teammate got pushed up top. Worked out really well there. And he's got to push up. Obviously, he's not in the best position. Gets a new gas mask, which normally is a good thing. You got to be aware of late game.
2 teams, 4 people.
Should go the safe way.
So this is a 2v2v1 or a 3v1v1?
You know how many was part of that team?
That guy was a solo, the one who killed me. He snuck up behind me, but someone else killed him. I'm not sure where they're at.
You got it down. Got 2 downs. So that was a squad of 3 most likely. It's plating up. He doesn't know where the other guy is. He's on a really good head glitch. Got to kind of rotate, get it in a little bit closer. Use the trees to your advantage. And now it's a 2v1v1. V1.
Where's my bullets going?
Got him down. Guy might have self-revive. Teammates in there. He ends up getting shot around the corner. On the backside. So that he knows where the last guy is. It's a 1v1. 46 kills at the moment. See, the gas man went on without an animation. It took it off and then went back on. And then it kind of sucks just because it's bad timing. None of those guys had plates, so he couldn't replate back up. You can't see the gas mask animation. Horrible timing. He didn't even jump out of the gas and it pulled off the gas mask. And unfortunately, that is how it ends the match. So he had 46 kills. Again, aggressive player, went for a ton of kills. He has plenty of other gameplays that are like that with wins. So definitely go ahead and check him out. I linked all his stuff down in the description. Whether it's on YouTube, you can go ahead and subscribe for free, or go to his Twitch and follow for free so you can see him play the game live, pick his brain on what he does to get higher kill games, because even though I touched on a lot, there's still tons of different things that you're going to see that are nuanced throughout the various gameplay. If you guys did enjoy the video or learn something new, make sure you hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. If there's anyone else you'd like to recommend as a top tier player or best player in Warzone, make sure you comment that down below. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.